It's time again for another Capitol Spotlight from the third floor of the Rhode Island State House. We are very, very pleased to have with us a woman who has joined us many times. We're certainly very, very glad to have her back with us once again. Speaker Pro Tem, State Representative Elaine Coderre. It's great to see you again, Rep.
Great to see you, Dave, and I'm pleased. I'm really thrilled to be here today to talk on the topic we're going to talk about.
Exactly, and for good reason. It seems to me that I remember back maybe in 2010, you and I discussed the John McDonald Transportation Initiative. It was important to you then. You've come a long way. Good news for some people with disabilities in the Ocean State.
Absolutely. On April 20th, there was a ribbon cutting. It was attended by Senator Reed and the other three members of our congressional delegation, as well as myself and all of the advocates who helped us in the work to get this program, the New Freedom program, rolling. And to date, as of that date, there were 7 taxi cabs going to be on the road on the 20th who could handle people in the larger wheelchairs. And they have a ramp and they wheel right into the back of the cab. They have the money for 10 more, which means there'll be a total of 17 of those cabs on the road in Rhode Island. This is modeled after a program that John McDonald, who was chair of the Governor's Commission on Handicapped, saw in 2008 in Lexington, Kentucky.
Now, it was Mr. McDonald. Was he a Pawtucket resident?
Yes, he was.
And again, I know this was important to you, and I think calling it freedom is really good because it's going to give people an opportunity with physical disabilities an opportunity to conduct their personal and professional business with a little more ease as a result of these taxis being able to accommodate the wheelchairs and et cetera. It
definitely will, and it allows them to feel more mainstream. Over the course of 2009 and 2010, when we heard the two bills, we heard the cost. If somebody wanted to go to a family member's wake at night, when the ride transportation doesn't pick up or deliver folks, they would have to pay as much as $500 to go in an ambulance. Number one, it's denigrating to a handicapped person to be transported around in an ambulance. It makes them seem out of the norm, and it also costs an exorbitant amount of money. So many family activities, whether it be a wedding, a wake, an anniversary dinner, a birthday dinner, were just out of reach for these folks. And that just didn't seem right, both under the Americans with Disability Act and just for what Rhode Island stands for. We want each citizen to be able to go where they want, when they want.
Well, it's terrific. And some of the literature that I was looking over before we met with you today indicated that a typical $5 fare would be in the neighborhood of about $12. That's certainly much more manageable than, let's say, $400 or $500. This is really, really good news. And again, most of the money came from the federal government, right?
Yes, it did. Senator Reed sponsored a program, that was the New Freedom program, that would outfit the cabs. From the very beginning, when the legislation went in, we had hearings, and then I put together a working group with RIPTA, Gwen Reeves from the Multiple Sclerosis Society, who was a big help, and Bob Cooper from the Governor's Commission on Handicapped, as well as Mr. McDonald when he was alive. And we all worked to discuss problems, how it would work, what was going to happen. But I do want to say from the very first, the taxi cabs, as long as the refitting of the vehicles could be paid for, were all on board. They were anxious to get going in 2009. And now that we've had the ribbon cutting, the taxis are out there. And I must tell you, Dave, this is one of the reasons I run for public office, to be able to make a difference in people's life and right something, I feel, an omission that's around.
Well, it's what you do for others that in the final analysis we're all going to be judged by. And again, the taxi cab companies participated in this too, picking up some of the expense as well. So they bought into the idea.
Yes, they did.
And it's going to be good for their business. It's going to be good for citizens of Rhode Island. This is truly a win-win. Representative Coderre, congratulations on seeing this through.
Thank you. And also at the ribbon cutting, which was really thrilling to me after all these years of work on this program, it was stated that the handicap rides will be given priority because the cabs can be used to transport anyone when they have extra calls. But if a handicap call comes in, they will be given first priority.
Well, as they well should. Representative, again, thank you. And oh, by the way, I guess congratulations in order to your son, Thomas, because he's going to be a delegate to the Democratic National Convention.
Yes,
that's exciting, and congratulations to he and his family.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to us today, Rep.
Thank you.
And certainly we couldn't do it without you. You've been watching Capitol Spotlight from the third floor of the Rhode Island State House. I'm Dave Barber.